when a poor black maid stole her billionaire boss's Ferrari and disappeared into the city. The security team was ready to call the cops. But when the truth came out, the billionaire fell to his knees. What happened next shocked the entire world. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This story might just change the way you see people forever. Tanya was invisible, or at least that's how most of the guests at the Caldwell estate treated her. She was the maid, the black woman in a starched uniform who appeared and disappeared like background noise in the grand halls of the 42-room mansion on the cliffs of Bel Air. She had worked for billionaire Richard Caldwell for 4 years, quietly cleaning up after his messy lifestyle, attending to his son Liam's needs when the nannies changed again, and always keeping her head down. Tanya knew her place, or at least the place society had assigned her, but she also had eyes and a heart, and what she saw inside that mansion, over time, tore at her soul. Liam, Richard's only son, was just 6 years old, a fragile boy with a chronic heart condition and a desperate need for routine and affection, something he rarely got. His mother had died during childbirth. His father, though not cruel, was absent, always at board meetings, charity galas, luxury golf trips. He didn't know Liam's favorite color, or the way the boy loved to be sung to sleep with old Motown lullabies Tanya hummed while dusting. Tanya, a single mother herself whose own child had died in a car accident a decade ago, saw the gap and quietly stepped in. She became more than a maid. She became Liam's anchor, but no one noticed. Not until the night everything shattered. It was a Thursday evening, and the mansion was preparing for one of Richard's infamous investor dinners. Tanya had been polishing silverware when she noticed Liam wasn't in his room. Panic rose instantly. The boy never wandered. She found him collapsed on the marble floor near the garage, his tiny body convulsing, his lips already losing color. The nearest adult, a chef too busy flambeing steak to care, the on-call nurse, stuck in traffic miles away. Tanya screamed for help, but the chaos of the event drowned her out. No ambulance would arrive in time. Liam had less than 15 minutes. That's when she did it. She sprinted toward the garage, her legs trembling, and made a choice she never imagined she'd make. She punched in the code to the security gate, a code she had memorized by accident over the years, and ran straight to Richard's prized possession, a cherry red Ferrari SF90 Stradale, worth over $1 million. She had never even driven a sports car before, but the boy was dying. There was no time to hesitate. She yanked open the door, threw her apron to the side, hoisted Liam into the leather passenger seat, and whispered, "Hold on, baby," as she floored the gas and flew down the winding driveway into the night. The city blurred. Tanya drove faster than she had ever dared in her life, weaving through Los Angeles traffic with her hazard lights flashing, one hand on the wheel and the other on Liam's chest, whispering old lullabies between desperate prayers. She had only one destination in mind, St. Veronica's Children's Hospital, the only place with the specialized cardiac team Liam needed, and a place she knew intimately. It was where her own son, Marcus, had spent his final days years ago. She had walked those halls in silence before, broken. Now she was racing back to them with the weight of another child's life in her arms. Behind her, chaos brewed. As soon as security noticed the Ferrari was gone, and the GPS tracker pinged it on the 405 going 120 miles per hour, alarms went off. Richard was pulled from his dinner by his head of security and told that his maid had stolen his car and fled. For a man who measured worth in control, this was a nightmare. "Get the LAPD on the phone," he barked, "and find my son." But even then, Richard didn't yet know Liam was missing. When he did, his voice cracked. He replayed camera footage from the mansion and watched the scene unfold. Tanya finding the boy on the floor, her panic, her quick thinking, his fists clenched. Outside the mansion, News helicopters already caught wind. Millionaires. Ferrari stolen by staff. The headlines blared. Police cars began following the signal, but by the time they located the vehicle, it was already skidding into the emergency lane at St. Veronica's. Tanya burst into the ER doors barefoot, Liam cradled in her arms, screaming for help. He needs a defibrillator. Now. The nurses didn't ask questions. Tanya's instincts were right. The boy's heart was in arrhythmia, and his oxygen was plummeting. Within seconds, he was rushed into surgery. Tanya collapsed to the floor, sobbing. Moments later, police officers stormed in, guns drawn, aiming not at a criminal, but at a maid in blood-stained clothes, slumped in grief. She didn't resist. She simply raised her hands and whispered, "Tell Richard. He's safe." What followed was a whirlwind. Richard arrived minutes later, eyes wild. When he saw Tanya in handcuffs, and his son behind a glass wall surrounded by doctors, something broke inside him. "Uncuff her," he ordered. Now, the officers hesitated. "Sir, she stole. She saved my son's life," he growled. "Do you know what happens to a child with tetralogy of Fallot during a seizure? Do you know what happens when no one acts in time?" Tanya's eyes locked with his. She was shaking. "I didn't mean to. You did what I should have done," he whispered. "You acted like a parent." By morning, the story had gone viral. Not the version tabloids first ran. The Ferrari thief Maid, gone rogue. But the truth. Captured on hospital cameras, and confirmed by doctors. Tanya had saved Liam's life, with seconds to spare. The headlines changed. Hero Maid risks jail to save child, from housekeeper to heroine. The Ferrari that saved a life. Across social media, public opinion exploded. Hashtags like #Justice for Tanya and #Ferrari Angel trended for days. But not everyone saw her as a hero. The Caldwell families, bored, terrified of the scandal, pressured Richard to press charges, fearing the message it sent. She broke the law. One investor hissed. What if she had crashed? What if she had killed the boy instead? Richard stood silently at the head of the table. Then he opened a folder and slid it forward. "This is a new trust fund," he said. "For Tanya. She's not my maid anymore. She's now Liam's legal guardian, while I learn how to be a real father. If you have a problem with that, resign." Shock rippled through the board. But Richard was done explaining himself. He knew what he owed her. Not just for saving his son, but for being the mother Liam never had, and the conscience he had long ignored. Tanya, meanwhile, was offered interviews, book deals, and even a Netflix documentary. She declined them all. She wasn't interested in fame. She just wanted Liam to heal. The boy recovered slowly, and every night, he asked for Tanya's lullaby, the same song she used to sing while dusting the bookshelves. Richard began attending therapy. He joined them for dinners. He even learned how to make macaroni from scratch, badly. Tanya laughed when he burned it. Liam beamed when he tried. The three of them became something no one expected, a family, and the Ferrari. Richard sold it, donated the proceeds to children's hospitals across the country. But he kept one thing, the key Tanya had used to start the engine that night. He placed it in a glass case, with a plaque that read, "To the woman who taught me that family isn't about blood, it's about heart." If this story moved you even half as much as it moved them, don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button right now. Because sometimes, the people society overlooks are the ones who end up saving everything. And this is just the beginning.